Hi, Sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Hope you are great. I remember bringing a video of this woman here where somebody called her and said the N word with hard ER on her live stream, and she was laughing. And that she has lost her brand deals, contract, and all that. Everyone distancing from her, saying that this is not what they stand. And people think that they are overreacting, or black people are also overreacting, that and brands are also overreacting. Why? Because, like, the energy that they are giving to that girl, it's really very bad. Now, let me tell you something. Being a public figure is not easy. And one thing I would never exempt or excuse her, because she is also a partaker. If she had trashed that thing out immediately, straight up there, and tell them this is not what I stand for. But she giggled, laughed with the guy that was next to her, and she thinks that was good. And it took her 24 hours to come back to say that she's going to do community this one, or give people money or donate something. See, I want you to know that there are some things, there are so many things Brown look out for in a person when they sign you or when you are in a contract with them. This thing got nothing to do with black people. Just leave black people out of this, because you guys always look for a way to drag black people into what is going on. But another one is that the guy that was with her, that is also a black man, also needs to be held accountable. But probably he's just a good for nothing person. Let's get into this video.
So Huda Beauty has officially ended their partnership with Huda surrounding the backlash from her live stream. They just released a statement, so let me go ahead and read that and then give you my thoughts. At Huda Beauty, kindness and humanity are at the heart of everything we do. Unfortunately, one of our recent collaborators has displayed behavior that does not align with our values. We are truly disappointed by Huda's recent live, and we take all forms of racism very seriously. While we don't believe her actions reflect her character, we found them deeply upsetting. We know that many members of our community and team were hurt and offended by these actions. Honestly, there's a lot to unpack just in that first paragraph, and we'll get to it. While we value the partnership we have with Huda, her recent behavior and the way the situation has been handled does not reflect our brand's principles. As a result, we have decided to end our partnership and remove any related content from our social platforms and in-store displays. Accountability is incredibly important in moments like this, and we hope that meaningful change can come from it. So firstly, I do think that Huda Beauty did the right thing by ending their partnership, but I want to take this moment to talk to other brands as well that may be seeing all this happening and give something that I think a lot of brands ignore, because I really think all this could have been avoided. And going into this first paragraph, like I mentioned, it literally says on there that members of our community and team were hurt and offended by these actions. That is a huge thing that these influencers need to take note of as well, is that these teams are multicultural. And when you sit over here and you do racist shit, there's going to be somebody in a powerful position at some team who is not going to take kindly to that. And that is how you lose endorsements. You cannot be going around and offending and being disrespectful to marginalized communities. But what I also wanted to say is that the signs for Huda being this way were there already. This was not surprising for any of us who have been talking about the harm, right? We already knew that she had these tendencies. I think it was a little shocking that it just came to the forefront in this way, but it's not surprising that she would do what she did. Brands will often ignore microaggressions because to them, microaggressions are not as serious. People don't take racism seriously until it's somebody just straight up saying the N-word, or in this case, laughing at somebody saying the N-word. Racism isn't just the N-word. It's how you work in collaborative spaces with us. It's how you speak to us. It's how you treat us. It's not just you calling us a slur. But I think brands will ignore that because to them it's like, well, you know what, whatever. We can still align with her because she has a big following. But Huda Beauty, if we look at this case, I think it cost them a lot of money for the situation because they had to drop her, but they probably spent so much money on the campaign they did with her. I don't know how much they paid her. I'm assuming it was a good check because these Love Islanders are all being paid well. And now they have to cut ties with her, which is a loss on their investment. They have to do it for the trajectory of their brand at this point because their brand was built on inclusivity, or so, that's been the mission that the brand has said. And going against that makes all the people who are invested in your brand no longer wanting to invest, which will literally destroy your brand. Look at Target. They have not recovered because I don't think people realize brands and the values they hold, especially in this climate, are very important. And so therefore, all these people going around doing racist shit, this is going to be the result. And that's why nobody is surprised that she's being dropped. I'm a little shocked that Huda Beauty was the first to drop her, but I anticipate that all the rest of the brands are going to take note. This is one of the biggest brands she's worked with, right? And they have more money that they could lose, and they're not taking that chance. So what do you think these other brands are going to do? They're also going to disassociate. Racism is not profitable. I don't know how many times we have to tell you racism isn't profitable for y'all to learn your lessons, but also for the people who have been racist all season in the comment section doing the most, just know that one of these days, you're also going to face the consequences of your actions. You're going to apply to a job and they're going to do a background check and you're not going to get it. If y'all don't learn something from this, then you're going to find out the hard way. We're always literally doing the courtesy of warning people, but they never listen. So this is just another example. This was going to happen. Nobody's shocked by it except people who have defended the behavior all season. Everybody else, we knew this was going to happen, and it's going to continue to happen to anybody who does this type of behavior, not just Huda. Racism has real world consequences, and because y'all are operating on this Love Island bubble, you think shit is sweet. But in the real world, the black dollar is powerful, and y'all are gonna find out every single time. So that's all I gotta say about this. Brands, take note, be more conscious about who you're partnering with, because this can happen to you as well. And I'm not trying to do too much on Huda Beauty. Like I said, they did the right thing, but this could have been avoided on their end and all these other brands as well when we already saw the signs that we saw. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below, though, and make sure to follow me for more pop culture content.
We need to talk about Huda's latest controversy and pretty well-deserved backlash. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Huda and her boyfriend Louis Russell were doing a live stream together on social media when they received a call from someone who did sound as though they were about 4 or 5 years old, which was very alarming. And this person used a racial slur and associated it with Alandria. While it wasn't Huda herself who used this word, the issue is that her initial reaction, along with her boyfriend Louis, was to start laughing when they heard this on this live stream that the audience could also hear. To be very honest, I actually hadn't planned on speaking on this because of one particular reason. I didn't want to give her stans the opportunity to come into my comment section and defend the racism that happened in this video, along with defending her reaction that was absolutely deplorable. Now, here's the thing. I do feel as though it has to be said because there's a very specific point I need to make. And before the HQ comes into my comment section saying, well, Huda did nothing. She didn't say anything. She did nothing. It's not her fault. I'm going to tell you that's exactly the point. Huda did nothing. When Huda did have the opportunity, or multiple opportunities, to address the racism amongst her insane fans, especially how it was so incredibly targeted at Alandria more than anyone, along with Shelly, she said nothing and did nothing. Now, I'm going to say this as well. I don't expect anyone, especially someone under the age of 25, to be perfect, considering that frontal lobe isn't even fully developed. In fact, I've had plenty of my own moments when I should have said something and even had to have a friend call me out on it. The point is that you learn from those moments, but Huda didn't learn from these moments and didn't take those opportunities. So because she said and did nothing when she had the opportunity and had been asked directly to address these fans, to say something, to give some form of a statement, because it had been made clear she was asked and chose not to do that, and instead doubled down in being a victim of some supposed bullying within the Love Island USA villa, she only enabled her fans' despicable behavior further, because that gave them more fuel to continue it. And what happened was she let them know she is a safe place for racism. And yes, I know Huda is young and she's immature, and we almost expect a reaction like that from her at this point. And sometimes there are people who laugh when they're uncomfortable. I happen to also be one of those type of people. You can't even give me that with this, because if someone said that word in my presence whatsoever, there's no reaction I would have except a jaw drop and a absolutely not, hell no. But because that was not her reaction, it causes me to speculate whether or not she surrounds herself with enough people who use that word and use those type of terms that maybe she's desensitized to it. Now, yes, Huda did go to her Instagram stories with some form of explanation, as well as the next day a statement after supposedly reflecting on this. And her actions in these Instagram stories very much reflected what Alandria's statement was. I'll show you those. I'll move out of the way. So the greater point is that when you do nothing, even when it's brought to your attention and you don't remedy the situation in an actionable time, you are showing that you are a safe place for racism. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what happened here. I believe that this could have actually been preventable by chance if Huda had taken those open door chances to go ahead and let it be known that she does not condone that type of behavior. And before some of you try to say that because of the color of my skin, I don't have a right to speak on this, it's actually the perspective that I'm speaking from, that it's important that someone who looks like me speaks on this, because if more people who look like me let it be known that we are not safe places for racist behavior, then guess what? There are fewer places for racists to be outwardly racist. I genuinely hope we never have to speak on Huda and the R word ever again, because she does have talent as a singer. She does have a lot of life-changing opportunities at her feet that are likely to diminish some because of this. And I have no doubt that she will get more once this passes, but the point is she needs to learn from this, and she needs to make it known that she is not a safe place for that. I'm not even going to ask what some of you think in the comments, because I'm not opening the door for that, because guess what? I'm not a safe place for racism either.
Huda Mustafa. Let's get into it. Before I start, I want to apologize for my appearance and my energy right now. I'm a bit under the weather. Today was meant to be a rest day for me because I don't know, my body is not. She feeling a little bit under it. My eyes are hurting right now, so my eye will be a bit low. But let me just hurry this up, because this was meant to be a day where I take a break of reporting stuff, but unfortunately, in this never-ending saga, there's always something new every fucking minute of the day. So Huda Beauty, the company, posted this. You can pause to read it. Literally pause to read. I'm also going to post the next slide. And then this. Basically what it was just talking about is how Huda Beauty is no longer, they're terminating their partnership with Huda Mustafa. Obviously, I feel disheartened for Huda, but at the same time, I'm like, as long as that check fucking cleared, who gives a fuck? I'm so serious. As long as the contract has been signed, the check has cleared, I don't give a fuck. The chick still got paid. Her face was still in Sephora. She's still, it's still a great partnership. And honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I'm not even trying to be funny, but please, I beg of you, name one time cancel culture has actually worked, except for Daniel Caesar. Daniel Caesar's the only person or artist that I can think of that has ever been successfully canceled. And I know some of you guys may be like, that's the problem right there. You're right, that is the problem right there. You guys have weaponized cancel culture so much that it's lost its meaning. And this is the prime example of this, in my opinion, is another prime example of weaponizing something, and it's just going to lose its meaning. Was Huda wrong for laughing? Yes, I will never say that wasn't wrong. For the dumb fucks in the back, and I do mean dumb fucks, from the depths of my soul, your medulla, the brain that God gave you, has deteriorated to 0%. It is a miracle that you are not on life support, because your brain obviously ain't on. For those motherfuckers that want to come into my page and call me all types of slurs and say the most vile, disgusting things, that also believe that they are black, because black folks ain't nobody more racist than African American black people to other black people. I said what I said, and I'm not hiding behind it. But for the fucks that want to say all that, you guys have weaponized black racism so much that I hate to be that person, but it is starting to, it's losing its power. There's a reason why the cancel culture, it don't work. There's a reason why. It's not because oh, this world just hates black people. No, it's because it's got to a point where y'all drag the shit that don't need to be dragged. Y'all weaponize it so much that it's lost power. It's literally like the boy who cried wolf. Was Huda wrong for laughing? Absolutely. I bet you now she ain't never gonna laugh at no shit ever again. In fact, she's never gonna go on live ever again. But does it deserve this level of nastiness that black people have given towards her? No, it doesn't. A person laughing is not the same as someone saying the word or it's not the same as racism. It's just not. But because of the hatred and the vileness and the disgustingness, boom. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This was never about Huda laughing. It was just about the simple fact that they don't want that girl to have bigger opportunities than anyone else in the cast. Because even in that post, I saw a plethora. I had to stop scrolling. It was too many people saying that, okay, great, now give it to Alandria. Now give the partnership to Alandria. Oh, I said I was not going to speak on that bitch name, on that person's name. But give it to that person. And I'm just it was never about accountability. It was never about making someone understand yo, you shouldn't laugh at that shit. It was just about making sure that the girl doesn't have means to feed her family. Doesn't have, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's demonic behavior doing demonic behavior stuff. Do I feel bad for Huda? Absolutely. Do I think this is gonna keep her down? Absolutely not. End of the day, the check still fucking cleared. Like, the Call of Duty check still fucking cleared. The K18 check still fucking clear. All this shit still fucking cleared. And if you guys think that brands are not going to partner up with her again, you are dumb out of your medulla mind. Why lie? You are stupid, because you really don't know how the market works. You don't, especially in this economy of a recession, especially in this recession ass economy, brands are going to partner up with her again because they need the clickbait. Like, people have tried to cancel. I hate to even bring other people up, but like, the whole point I'm making is that people think that this is, oh my gosh, she's canceled. She's not. She's not. Also, no tea, no shade. But Huda Beauty, she has a brand to protect. And also, no tea, no shade. There's a lot we could talk about Huda Beauty for, because ain't she got shit, like, stuff about her stealing from black creators too. So this was never about, oh, Huda Beauty stands for black people. Huda Beauty stands for Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty has a brand to protect. She was going to do what needed to be done to protect her fucking brand. Point blank, period. So folks, you can feel for Huda, you can send her your prayers and your thoughts and, you know, your good wishes, but do I think this is going to keep her down? Absolutely not. Do I think this is going to have her career ruined? Absolutely not. Like, the check still fucking clears, and she's still going to get bigger and better opportunities in the future. Excuse me, if she hasn't already. Like, let's not forget, the girl has a whole, like, fucking record deal. Like, the girl has a whole record deal. And I saw on Twitter folks trying to email the record studio that she's in, talking about some, I don't want her making music. Give it to her. I'm just like, the demons, why lie? Demonic. And at this point, I don't care. It might be witchcraft. It really might be witchcraft. I saw what I said. It might be witchcraft. It might be witchcraft. To the depths that fan page is going to. But that's the update, y'all. I'm now going to go back to trying to take care of myself, because I think it's just because of the weather change. I do get seasonal allergies. I think this may be it, but yeah.
You have absolutely no idea what's going on with Huda Mustafa. Here's like the recap. So a few days ago, her and her boyfriend, I believe she's dating a guy named Louis, were on his live. And of course, people were calling in. And at one point, someone called in and it sounded like it was a child, or maybe it was an adult pretending to be a child. And they said 4 words. They said, Olandria is a hard R. And now Huda and her boyfriend's immediate response was to laugh. And then she was holding the phone with that person that was still on the line. And she said, wait, what? I didn't hear what they said, as she continued to laugh and her boyfriend continued to laugh. Then, of course, people were like, why are you laughing at that? That's horrible. Not only are they being racist, they're talking about Olandria. And so you can pause and read. And this is the statement that Huda put out, basically explaining the situation. And of course, people felt like that wasn't enough, because she doesn't like outright say like, I apologize to Olandria for, you know, seeming like I was laughing or so on and so forth. She was just like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna donate, so on and so forth, and kind of like sweep it under the rug. So if you didn't know, she just recently did a collab with Huda Beauty, Huda Katan from Dubai. And it looks like that now has fallen through, because Huda Beauty just posted this. You can pause to read. And this is the second part, where they say, as a result, we have decided to end our partnership and remove any related content from our social platforms and in-store displays. So basically, all the stuff that they did with her, it's gone. And of course, you have people who are defending Huda, saying like, oh, she didn't say anything. She literally just said, wait, what? And she pretended like she didn't hear it. And a lot of people are saying like, she technically didn't do anything wrong. They just think that she handled the situation a little immaturely. But of course, that doesn't stop people from going to her socials and, you know, letting her know how they actually feel about it.
Huda Beauty has dropped Huda from Love Island after her most recent live with Louis. Huda Beauty posted this around 30 minutes ago. At Huda Beauty, kindness and humanity are at the heart of everything we do. Unfortunately, one of our recent collaborators has displayed behavior that does not align with our values. We are truly disappointed by Huda Mustafa's recent live, and we take all forms of racism very seriously. While we don't believe her actions reflect her character, we found them deeply upsetting. We know that many members of our community and team were hurt and offended by these actions. While we valued the partnership we had with Huda, her recent behavior and the way the situation has been handled does not reflect our brand's principles. As a result, we have decided to end our partnership and remove any related content from our social platforms and in-store displays. Accountability is incredibly important in moments like this, and we hope that meaningful change can come from it. And this news comes after London-based influencer Uche called out Huda Beauty and Gymshark. She had posted this to her story, and she said, "Never been anything funny about racism online and offline. Everyone is getting way too comfortable. Need brands to start making it super clear where they align so we can act accordingly. Benefiting from the culture, then remaining silent in these moments is definitely something."
There you have it. Huda Beauty has decided to cut ties with Huda Mustafa after her very controversial live stream. They have released this statement to their Instagram. At Huda Beauty, kindness and humanity are the heart of everything we do. Unfortunately, one of our recent collaborators has displayed behavior that does not align with our values. We are truly disappointed by Huda Mustafa's recent live, and we take all forms of racism very seriously. While we don't believe her actions reflect her character, we found them deeply upsetting. We know that many members of our community and team were hurt and offended by these actions. We valued the partnership we had with Huda. Her recent behavior and the way the situation has been handled does not reflect our brand's principles. As a result, we have decided to end our partnership and remove any related content from our social platforms and in-store displays. Accountability is incredibly important in moments like this, and we hope that meaningful change can come from it. And there you have it, people. I'm going to make something very clear to y'all. The black dollar is very, very important in this market, okay? And brands are going to draw a line in the sand when it comes to this girl and her weird ass behavior. It's been one too many instances. It's been too much grace given to someone like her, because this woman would not have the same grace given to her. And now it's time for her to have the consequences of her actions. And let's be very clear where she really messed up. It's not even what happened on the live stream, which really that should be it. That should be the final straw. No, it's afterwards. It's her statements afterwards, both their statements afterwards. Instead of handling it with their PR person, right? And writing a full apology, taking full accountability, she decided to hop on her Instagram and not even apologize to the woman that was called the slur, and she laughed at it. She decided to try to give excuses for what happened instead of just being like, "Alandria, my apologies. I did not know this person was going to call in and say that, and that was absolutely disgusting, and I cannot believe that happened." No, she wanted to save her and Louis' butt. That's what it was. It was more important about her than it was about, addressing what really happened. And I will not be surprised when more brands come out and cut ties with her, because she is not brand safe. She is a high risk to brands at this point. And what her anti-Black fans don't get, because a lot of them are 13 and under, they're in African countries, they're women just like her who love Black dick, but hate Black women or just think that they're superior to Black women. What you don't understand is that at the end of the day, the Black dollar and the Black voices matter, especially in this political climate. Yeah. You guys can do all you can to try to save this girl, but it's not going to happen. She is her own worst enemy. And that man she got beside her is just going to get what he can out of the relationship, which is clout, as much as he can. And once she goes down, he's going to dip, just like he did on his baby mama.
Did I actually just get on this app today and see more hate against Huda? Like, aren't y'all tired yet? So I saw that Huda Beauty canceled Huda Mustafa and said that they do not support her actions and therefore are canceling her partnership. But nobody would know Huda Beauty without Huda Mustafa, without Huda from Love Island. So I don't think that was very smart for you. Anyway, that's not my business, okay? I just am so tired of y'all getting on here to publicly hate Huda. I'm a person that laughs in uncomfortable situations, and my boyfriend hates it because, I just, get uncomfortable, and I'm like, and he's like, "Why are you laughing at me?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not laughing at you. That's just how I am. That's just the way that I don't know. I just laugh in uncomfortable situations." And some people don't get that, obviously. But for y'all to be on the internet again slandering her name because of how she reacted to a situation, then go and don't be human. I mean, we've already known that she's always gonna be herself for the last time. For the last time, Huda's gonna be herself. Okay. And canceling her partnership like she really needs it. I think you just canceled yourself. But anyway, go.
I don't think I'm a fan of anybody, and I don't think I ever have been, because if this is how fans act, I've never been a fan of anybody in my life. I'm always aware of the fact that I don't know these celebrities or influencers, and I can enjoy their content, I can enjoy their art if they make music or whatever they do, but never ever do I put them above making mistakes. Loving a celebrity or influencer, somebody you don't know, a stranger, in a very parasocial way, is a mental illness. It has to be. You don't know these people. But if you hate a celebrity or influencer, a stranger, someone you do not know, you're even weirder. Hate takes up so much more energy. And if you have the time to literally wake up in the morning and like, I'm going to post like a paragraph about this person that I don't know that made a mistake that I saw and bash them, or I'm going to comment on this video and start a hate train, or I'm going to fucking message a brand to try to get them dropped. Like, your to-do list is not big enough. I don't expect everybody to have the same political views as me. I don't expect people to have the same morals as me. I don't expect people to like the same color as me, have the same style as me. We're all different individuals. I don't feel the need to leave a hate comment or cancel them or ruin their life. I'm not shocked. I'm not hurt by it because they're human. And especially when I see people that I know in real life are not great people and they're trying to cancel people that they don't even know. It's so strange. I'm like, I've literally seen you fuck your best friend's man, but they're a bad person. Okay. But it's weird, and it's getting scary out here. It is. It's getting weird.
Huda is a professional victim and liability. That's exactly why brands should not work with her moving forward. We all know Huda has got dropped from Huda Beauty following her and her boyfriend Louis laughing at a prank call of somebody referring to her former castmate Olandria as the N-word. Following the footage going viral, Huda actually spoke out saying how it was not her fault, how she couldn't hear the call. Some half-ASS apology to Olandria for the way it affected her. I was looking like other brands have reportedly been dropping Huda according to her. She commented on another TikToker's video claiming how brands do not want to F with her, questioning how nuance is no longer allowed in the industry. It would be all fine and dandy if she was not a repeat offender. Whoever advised her to issue that half-ASS apology or that half-ASS statement following the incident did not give her correct advice to go about it the right way. Her donating to the NAACP only because Olandria challenged her to it just seemed very disingenuous if you ask me. This girl has showed time and time again that she is a selfish person. I do not support somebody's bags being stopped, especially a single mom or a mom. It gotta be done to let people know this type of behavior is not acceptable. Honestly, I'm just surprised Huda has not been on the internet crying for 40 days and 40 nights following all of these deals getting dropped, all of these brands separating themselves from her. But I'm curious to know what you guys think regarding this, and I want to know how you guys feel about Huda's behavior. Let me know down in the comments, y'all.
So, Huda Beauty has decided to stop working with Huda Mustafa following recent events of her laughing at Olandria being called the N-word with the hard R on live. And the first comment that I saw was, I can't believe people are happy she's about to lose a form of income that she used to take care of her daughter. And while you can be upset about that, you should also be upset about the families that are about to lose their SNAP benefits next month that they use to feed and take care of their children. You may be asking, what the fuck does that have to do with me? You probably have about 5 cans of green beans sitting in your kitchen right now that you have not used in the past 2 years that don't expire for the next 2 years that you could go donate. Influencers are telling you about a Sephora sale and what to buy and what not to buy. When you're done spending $500 at the Sephora sale, stop at the grocery store and spend $100 on non-perishables and go donate them. Everybody have a blessed and beautiful day. Let's make sure everybody is eating.
Takes on this app where people are saying stuff like, oh, Huda shouldn't be dropped from all of her brand deals. Like, all she did was she laughed. Like, all this for laughing? Like, I just can't believe that some people lack the critical thinking skills to get there and understand that what she did, what she did not do in the moment is fucked. Just the simple act of laughing at something like that. It's like, you can tell obviously this is something that she's never understood the gravity of. That is so fucked up. Like, if you say the N-word and you're not black, like, you do realize, like, if there's a black person around, they can just beat the shit out of you and it's totally fine. That word holds so much. It's just years and years of oppression and keeping people down. Like, are you be so fucking for real? You can't say that. And like that's what Huda should have done. I watched that footage. She literally just laughed as if it was a joke. I don't know. I love to see Huda losing all her brand deals and everything because I fucking hated her from the jump. She sucks. She sucks, dude. Honestly, it just goes to show that when you're ugly on the inside, that ugliness, no matter how much work you get done, that shit stays. If you don't actually do the work to be beautiful on the inside, you can never be beautiful or be a good fucking person if you don't take time to reflect and just actually do better. Like, surgery is such a quick fix. Like, I think that's a big reason why Huda remained famous after Love Island. Even after we saw how horrible she acted on the show, she's very beautiful. She got a lot of work done. She could afford it. Good for her, right? It's just really fucked up. I'm very happy to see that, you know, someone like her is no longer in the public eye, or rather her success in the public eye is going to be limited, and I'm
Love Island USA fans, huddle. I'm tired of people saying that Huda should not be canceled for something she didn't say. I agree. Until you have to also acknowledge that you should be held accountable for a response. Those of you who are in the comments and saying, oh, justice for Huda, didn't actually watch the video. Because if you watch the clip of the live stream, you can tell that Huda knew exactly what was said. And she laughed about it. She laughed about it. And in that moment, if you ride for Alandria the way that you say you do, you would not have responded that way.
This is all I got from this video, and I am going to dissect it one after the other. Now, let me tell you something. There is what my mom used to tell me. That is, if you decide to go under the rain with if a rat decide that to go under the rain with a lizard, I want you to know that a lizard will walk home freely and walk home dry, and rats would not walk home dry. Let me tell you something. Being a celebrity, or being an influencer, or being a public figure, I think that it's being a public figure comes with so many things, right? That is not being very relaxed all the time, especially when you are on live stream. If she had immediately probably said, no, this is not what I stand for, or if she had probably taken her, not really taking so much hours, you know, because internet is crazy. Her reaction was what triggered people. So telling people that they are probably overflogging it, but what there is something also, I am not exempting her from what she did. You see that man, I learned that he's also a black man. I think I brought this video. I will show you guys. She was with a man. I will show you the video so that you understand where all these stories are coming from. While she was with the man, and they play, and the man was giggling, it's always to find out that the man is also a black man, and she who that has a black child. There is being aware is also not letting some certain things happen right in front of you. That is being woke. There are some things I won't let people say in front of me, because this is what I talk about all the time. So I am always aware of it. And while she was in the house during the, while they were doing the show and all that, you could also see that she has done so many racist things. Sometimes the day you make problem is not the day you get your reward back. It might be the day you actually did not do anything. So sometimes all these angers and all that are coming back because she hasn't been the very best. So the other lady is saying that black people can be really I hope you understand that black people cannot actually be racist because you are a black woman. I don't give a shit. Black people cannot be racist. They could be prejudiced and all that. But from what I am saying, you know why I decided to bring other people's video. So you all can see that not only black people are the ones talking about what she did, other people too are talking about how she messed up. And true, she actually messed up. Because I am very much aware, I am very much woke, I am very much awake that there are some certain things I will not let it slide, especially when you say it to me about my people. I am so intentional about it. Because if I let it, if you talk about a black woman right in front of me as someone that is not a black person, right? You can actually talk about me while I am not there. So I avoid it. Then I won't even give you the chance to. Bye for now.